Hello and welcome. It's so great to be with you this morning. It is Holiday Monday here in Victoria, BC, and I thought I would just connect with you today and celebrate our 20,000 subscribers here on our little channel that could, with Melissa channel. And not plugged all the way in. Yes, it is. Can't hear me? You can't hear me? Okay.
Now it's perfect.
Okay, great. So hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I thought we would celebrate 20,000 subscribers on the little channel that could, the Yoga Lifestyle channel. It's grown I just can't believe it. It's probably going to pass my main channel at some point, which is crazy. Let me know in the comments your name and where you're connecting from so we can say hello and have a conversation. I thought we'd do something a little different this morning than what I've ever done before on this channel. It's been inspired by the BookTube community. What I love about the BookTube community is that they're a community on YouTube and they collaborate and they do things together. One of the things that they do, hi Nikki, one of the things that they do is that they have these things called BookTube tags. And I thought, well, why can't we do the same thing amongst yoga teachers on YouTube? We could have a tag. And so I've made a tag today called the Yoga YouTuber tag. And it'll let us get to know the yoga YouTube teachers on YouTube better. And then we can collaborate too, because oftentimes when I reach out to other yoga YouTubers for collaborations, they're busy, they've got a lot going on, and it's difficult for them to commit to a collaboration. Maybe this would be a collaboration that we can commit to and support each other in letting each other know about other yoga channels out there, because we all have lots of teachers and we all practice yoga more than one day a week, and so it's good to know about other yoga teachers. And there are so many new yoga teachers on YouTube, and I think it's really important that, to me, it's important to support them and to let you guys know about them too, because I'm really excited about them. Hi Arvani. Arvani says she likes sun salutations, so that's great. So let's get right into it. The first question on this Yoga YouTuber tag is, why did you start this channel? So I have two channels because I've been on YouTube for 10 years. And back in the day, it was common to have two channels. So you would have one channel and then you would start another channel. And it was one channel did one thing and the other channel did another thing. My mic keeps coming out?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
So whatever you're doing, you can't hold it at all.
Should we switch mics?
No.
Just don't move. Be very still. Don't be so animated. Hi, Tatiana. Okay, so as I was saying, when we started back 10 years ago, people just had two YouTube channels. So that meant that we had one that did the main thing and one that did something else. So this channel was started because a couple years into having our main channel, Yoga with Melissa, where on that channel we create a 1-hour video once a week. That's what that channel does. And that video is a long class, a normal yoga class. That channel was started just to record the class that I was teaching that week in my community. And then what we found happened was people had lots of questions. And so what we did was we saw the need to answer those questions because we were answering the same questions again and again and again. So we felt that if we had a secondary channel where we answered the questions, then when the same questions came up, we could, if somebody had the question, we could send them the answer because we already have filmed it. So for example, what are some modifications for pigeon pose? You can see that that's a question that was getting asked a lot, so then we could just send them that answer. So you'll see that the early videos on this channel are often just me reading questions from the audience and answering them. That's why we started this channel. So that's it. And then the second question for this Yoga YouTuber tag, I keep looking down because I've got my questions written in my book here. What do you bring to yoga that's unique? Well, I think the thing that I bring to yoga that's unique is that I have a PhD in communications and cultural studies. So part of having a PhD means that I spent a lot of years in school, in university specifically, and I wrote a dissertation. Prior to that, I wrote a master's thesis. Even prior to that, I wrote a thesis in my bachelor's. And so I know how to do research. I research a lot. It's something I actually really enjoy, and I'll get to that later. And so I think the thing that I bring to the channel that's really unique is an ability to do research. But more than that, the field that I came out of was cultural studies and communications. Actually, contrary to popular belief, in a degree in communications, they don't actually teach you to communicate well. So I would say that the thing that I bring that is unique is a really good understanding of how things work in our culture. And I think I do really bring that to the channel. I mean, explicitly in a series like, maybe not to this channel specifically, but it colors everything that I do. So the cultural conditionings series on the main channel, that comes out of my PhD directly. I even pulled stuff from my dissertation in that series because, and put it in layman's terms, because I know that, gosh, the language that we use in academia is just not easy to understand. So that really colors what I do. And my ability to do that kind of research and then bring it forward, I think that makes my teaching really unique. Hi, Pascal. It's nice to see all of you here. It's really nice to connect with you today. So that's what makes my teaching unique. How about my teaching style? So that's the next question that I have. So my teaching style, we've always had this tagline, real yoga for real people. So you'll see this on our channel right from the beginning, is that we are not doing aerobics, we're not doing contortionist poses, we're not doing acrobatic poses. We've always created yoga that people can do, anybody can do. Like, I like to think that if my father-in-law decided to take up yoga and he's in his 70s, he's got heart issues, he's definitely not flexible. If he decided to start taking my yoga classes, he could do them. My husband, who also is not flexible, anybody like him who could do any of my classes. And if there's any pose that he came across that he couldn't do, I know that I offer options and modifications. So that's the real yoga for real people. So that's what we've always been about, and it makes it accessible because I think there's so much more to yoga than just the poses. And that's also something that I think makes my teaching unique, is that we teach not just the physical postures, but we also get into the mental, the emotional, the energetic, and the spiritual aspects in pretty much every class. I try to keep it to the physical in the beginner classes because I think that's what brings people to yoga. But that's definitely something that is unique about my teachings, and you don't often see in all the classes. The next question that I have on this yoga YouTuber tag is, what inspires you most about yoga? And this is something pretty much from the beginning that has kept me practicing yoga and keeps me coming back. So the thing that inspires me most about yoga and keeps me coming back is the promise of connecting with our true nature and having glimpses of that over the year too. So yoga allows us to connect with the depth of our true self, and that is what inspires me most. It's what brings me back to my mat every day, is just connecting with that place in myself that is free from competition, that is free from trying to gain, to get ahead, that's just really connecting with my innermost self and finding its expression in the world. And that is just what inspires me most about yoga and keeps me coming back and back. So, yeah. Oh, so just for those of you who are joining us, I'm doing something that I have never seen anybody else do on yoga YouTube channel. It's something that's often done in the booktube communities. It's people that talk about books. It's a yoga YouTube tag. It's where I'm going to ask a bunch of questions about that sort of allow you to get to know me a little bit more, and a little bit more about my channel. But I'd also like to know for you guys, let me know in the comments what inspires you most about yoga, like what makes you come back to your yoga mat every day. So let me know in the comments the answer to that question for you. So so a lot of you are saying that you really like the real yoga for real people approach, and it's what's made you come back to my classes again and again. And I think, yeah, being accessible is really important. There are some really great teachers on YouTube that do that really well. Diane Bondi is somebody who does that really well, and she has a whole book out about that now. It's really impressive. So she's another teacher that you might want to check out. She doesn't do necessarily so much on YouTube. She does maybe more on Instagram, but she has a great book about that for sure that she's just released. So let me know in the comments what inspires you most about yoga. I'd love to hear your answers to that, because I think everybody's answer to that is going to be unique too. Okay, so the next question for anybody who has a yoga YouTube channel that decides to pick up this tag, because I'm going to tag a few people at the end of this, because I'd like to hear from more people that have yoga YouTube channels. So what do you love about filming yoga videos and releasing them on YouTube? So what do you love about filming yoga videos and releasing them on YouTube? So the thing that I love about filming yoga videos and releasing them on YouTube is, besides the creative process and coming up with ideas and putting them out, is really connecting with all of you. And I love hearing about the impact that yoga has had on your lives. And all of you are just so generous with your comments. And so I get to hear every day about the difference that the classes that I've filmed, not just this week's video, but videos from weeks ago that you've maybe chosen for some reason, because we have so many different topics. I get to hear about how yoga has impacted your life. And so that's what really gets me the most excited about filming yoga videos for YouTube. And also I think that the potential just to reach more people than I could have in my community. So when I first started teaching, I lived in a suburb of Toronto, and there's teaching the style of yoga that I teach. It's not the most popular yoga. I don't teach yoga for weight loss. I don't teach yoga for exercise. So it's already a smaller community of people that are interested. So I had a really beautiful community, don't get me wrong. It was just a gorgeous community of women, and I loved and adored those women. But there was a limit to how many people in our community that I could reach. And as we came to the YouTube community, we were able to reach so many more people from around the world and find our people. So that's really been an amazing part about YouTube, is just to connect with people around the world who really appreciate the style, what I have to offer. So that's what's been amazing. So there's been some great comments here about what people really appreciate about what inspires you most about yoga. Are you collecting them for me, Tim?
Nope.
If you could collect those for me, that'd be great, because maybe I'll read them out in a bit after a couple more questions. No? Because they're going through my screen, I can't. Because it's really cool to see them. No?
No, I meant how would you like me to share that with you?
Just put them on a notepad or something, copy and paste them? No?
Roger.
Okay, that'd be great, thanks. Because there's some really great answers here to why people, and they won't show up in the comments later. So people are sharing about, if you can put in the comments what inspires you most about yoga, that'd be great, and then I'll share those comments with you after, because Tim's going to copy and paste them for me. Okay. Here's a great question, and I want to know your answers to this question too. Why did you start practicing yoga? So why did you start practicing yoga? Let me know in the comments, because I think this this question is really interesting too. So you guys, I'm kind of embarrassed about this answer because it's, somebody's vacuuming in the hallway now. How rude. Don't they know I'm doing it live? The timing. Okay, so the reason why I started is not the reason why I continue to practice. So when I first started practicing yoga, it was when I first married Tim, which is over 25 years ago now. And sorry about the vacuuming in the background. There's not a lot I can do about that. We live in an apartment building. So the reason why I started practicing yoga was over 25 years ago when I first married Tim. I started to take on Tim's lifestyle traits, and Tim likes to eat, and I like to eat. So I started eating a lot. And also prior to that, I lived in a smaller town. So I moved to Toronto when I married Tim. So and when I lived in a smaller town, I walked everywhere. And so I got a lot more exercise. Then I moved to Toronto and we drove everywhere. And so I put on a lot of weight when I first married Tim. So what we did was we hired a personal trainer and we got fit. And so I thought after a little while doing this, the personal trainers, they back in those days, they're a lot more skilled at doing personal training now. But back in those days, it used to be just weights. And I was getting so tight. I mean, my body was so tight. So I decided that, you know what, maybe it'd be a good idea maybe once a week just to stretch. Just once a week. So Tim was also doing jiu-jitsu. And at the place, the dojo where he was doing jiu-jitsu, they had yoga once a week. So I went and I did a yoga class there. And I remember, oh gosh, dojos are maybe not a great place to do jiu-jitsu because it smelled like stinky feet in there. And you're doing all this deep breathing and there was a stinky feet smell. But oh my gosh, I got lucky because my first experience was such a good experience. The teacher was so good. And I came out of there, my voice was about 2 octaves lower. And yeah, it was an amazing experience. And yeah, I was hooked. I bought a bunch of yoga DVDs and it was great. So yeah, let me know in the comments why you started practicing yoga. This is a good question too. I've come up with these questions and I'm just complimenting myself on what good questions I think they are. But I can't wait to hear other people's answers to these questions too. What questions would you ask your favorite yoga teacher? So what questions would you ask your favorite yoga teacher? I want to know your answer to this one too. So my answer to this one is I would want to know about their practice. I'd want to know about their daily practice. I'd also want to know about their daily routines, their kind of work to rest ratio, and how they manage that to keep calm sort of thing, or to not get into overdrive or overwhelm. That's what I would want to know. I'd also want to know what they're reading. I'd want to know who they're studying with. I want to know what Dharma talks they're listening to. So that's what I want to know from my favorite teachers. Yeah. So let me know what you'd want to know from your favorite teachers, and also let me know who your favorite teachers are in the comments. And then this is the last question. What are the biggest challenges about having a YouTube channel? But there's more after the last question, so don't go away yet. What are the biggest challenges about having a YouTube channel centered around yoga? So what are the biggest challenges? I feel like I had an answer to this and I've gone a little blank. What are the biggest challenges about having a YouTube channel centered around yoga? I remember my answer now. Okay, so the biggest challenge around having a YouTube channel centered around yoga is that we are teaching to a video camera and not to people. And I find that to be the biggest challenge because when I teach to people, I get to see bodies and there's immediate feedback. And I can respond to the immediate feedback. And that is the thing that I miss the most being a YouTube teacher, because I teach solely online now. I don't teach in person anymore just because my schedule doesn't permit. So that is the thing that I find to be the biggest challenge, is that ironically there's more connection, and also in a way there's less connection, because I just can't see you. Now, we found some workarounds around that, because in our membership community we do two-way video and live using Zoom. And yeah, but that, you know, on YouTube, that's a challenge, and that is definitely it. So with the YouTuber, yoga YouTuber tag, the thing that I am going to do is I'm going to tag some other yoga YouTubers, and I want to let you know about some other great channels. And I would love to see them do this yoga YouTube tag, because I'm curious about them, and I would love to hear their answers to these questions too. So the first person that I want to tag is Anita Goa. Many of you will probably know Anita Goa. We're both about the same age. We've been on YouTube for almost the same amount of time. We've been friends for a number of years. We talk on the phone. And yeah, I'd love for you guys to hear her answers to these questions. She does chatty videos like this, so I'd love to hear her, to have her do this tag. The second person that I would like to tag in this video is Leslie Fightmaster from Fightmaster Yoga. She is one of the yoga YouTubers that I admire the most. I think she is one of the most kind people in the yoga teacher YouTube land. We haven't collaborated, just mostly because I'm too scaredy cat to ask her, because she has a huge channel. But I just love what her and Duke are doing. They're a husband-wife team like Tim and I. And I just think they're doing amazing things in the yoga YouTube world. And she just seems like such a kind soul. And I think their story is really great. So I'd love to see her answer these questions too. The other person I would like to tag in this, her name is Katie Blecker. Katie Blecker Yoga. She is brand new to YouTube. And she said she's watching right now, so if she is, Katie, make sure you say hello. She is a neighbor, not on the island, but in BC as well. She's just over in Vancouver. She's a yin yoga teacher, an incredibly talented yin yoga teacher. Now you guys are going to be able to get in on the ground floor if you go over and subscribe, because she only has, there she is, she's saying hello. Hi, Katie. Katie has, right now, she has around 20 subscribers. So I think if you guys all go over there right now, you can double, there's 20 of you here, you can double her subscribers. And as people watch this, I think we can get her up to at least 100 subscribers. Let me tell you, Katie is teaching, I know all of you love yin, and Katie is an incredibly talented yin yoga teacher. I've done one of her videos so far, but you know when you can just tell somebody's got it, but she's got it. She teaches the principles of yin, she embodies the principles of yin, she has long spaces between her poses to allow you to integrate, and just when you go over there, you're going to see that like her short classes, she doesn't ram a ton of poses in. Just go over, subscribe, and enjoy her classes, because I think you're going to see a rising star in the yin world there. And you got in on the ground floor, so definitely go in and check that out. Katie Blecker Yoga. The other person that I want to tag in this, and hopefully, Katie, I hope you do this tag so that we can find out more about you, because I know nothing about your story yet, except for that you studied with Bernie Clark. Laura G. Yoga. She is an incredibly talented and gifted smarty pants. She teaches yoga in the most smart, intelligent way that I've ever seen anybody teach. She should have a gazillion more subscribers than she has. So definitely go over and subscribe to her. She has a forthcoming book called Yoga at the Wall. I've collabed with her a couple of times, I believe. And definitely, you just gotta, if you're not subscribed to her, go subscribe to her. Follow her on Instagram too. She has 2 Instagram accounts, her Laura G account. Sorry about the noise outside my place. She has 2 Instagram accounts. She has Laura G Yoga, and she also has Yoga at the Wall. and she's just brilliant. And everything you get from her is solid. Like, you just are not going to see any mistakes anatomically. She's a physiotherapist, I think. And I just don't know a lot about her story. She lives in a small house, which is really cool too. So yeah, Laura G Yoga. I have one more person that I want to tag on this, and that is Michelle from Heart Alchemy Yoga. And Michelle and I have collabed as well in the past. Michelle is a kind soul, amazing person, and she just embodies what yoga is all about. And I think that if you can just go over and show her the yoga love too, she does much more vinyasa and ashtanga, and but I think that if you want somebody who's going to give you the yang to my yin, then she is the person. But she also teaches in a way that's very similar to me. She teaches the philosophy behind yoga, and it's in a very gentle and heart-centered way. So that's who I would tag. I would love to see them answer this yoga YouTuber tag. And Tim, do you have the answers to those questions so we can share why people are doing why people are inspired, what inspires them most about yoga, and then we'll wrap it up. Yep. Tim is bringing me over. So Tim is the amazing second half we couldn't do it without Tim. We know that. So you guys show Tim the yoga love in the comments. Oh, Katie, I'm so looking forward to your video. And I hope that everybody goes over there and subscribes to Katie's channel. Thank you so much for being here for the live. So Nikki says, said the grounding as well as the body, mind, spiritual aspect of the practice. That's why she is here. Maria said she came for back pain. Eva said for her it's the grounding, nurturing, self-accepting, and accepting of self as well as personal challenges, keeping healthy as possible in her body, mind, and energy, and spiritual as well as interpersonal connections. And Alka said she got stiff. This is why she started. And she said she got stiff from skating as a teen, and she found this book her mother had on yoga. And so she stretched out her muscles. So thanks so much for putting those comments in the comment box. It was great to hear why you started yoga and what inspires you most about yoga. Teresa says thank you. She's been following me for years, and she's inspired, and it helps to inspire her local students. So thank you all so much for joining me this morning for the short live. It was just to hop on and do this yoga YouTube tag, and hopefully to let you know about some other great yoga YouTube teachers on YouTube, and also to just to let you know a little bit more about us and our channel. Let me know in the comments if you like this style of video. I have some other tags that I can do, and just wanted to connect with you from Victoria, BC this morning and celebrate and thank you all so much for 20,000 subscribers. So have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody, and definitely check out those amazing other yoga YouTube teachers. Bye.